5 months ago, I decided to start documenting my life, and I started doing that because I had an intention of becoming a content creator. I didn't think about it too much because I had free time on my hands. Firstly, I'm currently unemployed. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but yeah, so I was like, okay, let me document everything about my life and then I'll start posting it on social media. Hi guys, welcome to this channel. If you are new on this channel, my name is Priska. I do talk about everything content creation and eventually drops of how to make money online, especially when you are in SA. I've said this line so many times ever since I started my YouTube channel. It is tiring, but we are not here to judge because this is a very chilled, welcoming atmosphere. So let's get into the 4 things that I've learned ever since I started creating content, and as I can now reference myself as a content creator. Yeah. Okay, number 1, it is consistency over perfection. One thing that I've learned about content creation is that you will need to show up. Show up as yourself and forget about being perfect, because I've seen a lot of creators that we think they know what they're doing, only to find that when they would be having live sessions, or they'll just open up and be like, guys, sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. So consistency over perfection, that is number 1. It is more important to show up regularly than to be perfect. You will improve over time. Obviously, don't wait for everything to be flawless, smooth, and you want to have everything all figured out before you post, because by the time that you know it, you'll find that there's 1 year down the line and you haven't done anything. Number 2, this is one thing that we need to look out for, because a lot of new creators or a lot of beginner creators, we get so discouraged because we think that we will grow overnight, or we are obsessed. We find ourselves in a place where we are very much obsessed with the views. You would find someone saying that, I've been stuck in the 200 jail. I know that 200 jail that people usually complain about, it is not the nicest place to be at. But when you are a beginner, the views shouldn't be your main focus. They shouldn't be your main focus. I don't know how to say it, but a lot of people have went out there and said it better. I had someone saying that imagine if you were in an auditorium or a conference room, and there's like 200 people who came to watch you or to listen to you speak about something or certain topic. 200 people is a lot of people. I'm not saying on social media is a lot, but when you are starting out, you just have to have that mindset of saying, you know what, I won't grow overnight, and growth takes time, especially in the beginning. You just need to show up. Keep showing up, and like the beginning of everything is always the learning stage. When you are still documenting your life, you're probably not even sure that, why am I doing it? How am I doing? Am I doing it better? And stuff like that. For some people, they don't even know. Some people have a large following and they still haven't figured things out, but they had focused on the fact that, you know what, I'm gonna show up regularly, even if it's just 2 views, 3 views, I'm going to show up. And they understand that growth doesn't happen overnight. That was my mindset as well. So number 2, I would advise you that don't find yourself stuck with the views, that people are not viewing my videos, 200 people and stuff like that. Just focus and work on your craft until you know that, listen, my content is worth it. You will get there. That video, or that whatever you might want to call it, it will find its right audience, and when it does, the sky's the limit. So in the beginning, don't focus so much on the views. Don't focus so much on like, oh my god, 6 and 7. Like I said, just focus on master the craft. Keep showing up, keep doing it. I'm sure you've had a lot of motivational speakers talking about showing up, progress and stuff like that. So I'm not a motivational speaker. So that is number 2. You won't grow overnight. Number 1, it is consistency over perfection. And number 3, this one has to be the interesting one: your niche and your audience. Now, I know a lot of people have touched on the subject of niche. They do speak about that you must find a niche, you must have a niche, or you shouldn't have a niche and stuff like that. For me, as someone who is still in the beginning, because 4 months old is also not that old. If you imagine a 4-month baby, they're still a baby. So I wouldn't say that I'm at that point where I have a niche and stuff like that. So when it comes to a niche, yes, you don't have to have a niche, but you do need to have maybe a signature touch that when we come across your videos, we'll be able to know that, okay, that is a Priska video, that is a Who's video. And the more you keep on showing up like that, maybe creating similar content that your videos will catch one eye, catch two. The niching down, you'll figure out as time goes. You don't need to appeal to everyone. That is something that I had to learn. A lot of people, when we are starting out, we're thinking that we are creating content for everyone. No, you're not. But that is one thing that you have to understand about a niche. Even if you don't have a niche, but just be specific and be very intentional about your videos, because in as much as other creators that have been in the game for longer, they would come out here and be like, okay, you don't have to have a niche, but they have a signature touch. They have a specific thing that they are doing, and we can always know them with that thing. So yes, whether you have a niche or you don't have a niche, just be intentional about what you put out there with a specific mindset of understanding that not everyone is your audience. Niche and audience, just don't get them mixed up, but also just find yourself aligned within this subject. Number 4, content creation is a skill set. Ooh, someone said it better. Content creation is a skill set. To some other people, they view people who are trying to be beginner content creators as like, she's just trying to be an influencer and stuff like that. I don't know. Like, there is this cringy thing about when you are starting content creation, because you feel the pressure that people think you are trying to be an influencer, you want to be somebody that you are not. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but when you are starting out, one of the things that will make you feel some type of a way is usually the fact that people want to associate you with someone, or they want to be like, she's just trying to be Beyonce, she's trying to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that sometimes can make you feel like, why am I even trying? But also, you must learn to understand the difference between someone who is a content creator and someone who's already an influencer. So you won't become an influencer unless you start with content creation. If you see some of the biggest influencers out there, maybe for example, some people are just musicians, some were actors, some are well known for something else. So when they come into the content creation space, because of who they already are, we know them. So the kind of influence that they have, it didn't just start on TikTok or on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever the case. It might have started from somewhere else. So such people already came with a name, and because they have that name, they won't start with the content creator thing. They usually just boom, they are influencers. I don't know if I'm making sense. I hope to just break it down one day, or have a conversation with someone where we just talk about the difference between content creator and an influencer. But don't get it twisted. Don't fall under the pressure of feeling like, oh, now I have to be an influencer, I have to have aesthetics, a big car, and no, that's not where we at. So let's start with you being a creator. And when it comes to content creation, you're gonna have to master a couple of things, or at least have basic knowledge of some things. That is where I'm currently at. I'm trying to master a lot of things, which number one has to be storytelling, especially for YouTube. I feel like I have to master the skill set of storytelling, because my storytelling can go from conclusion to middle to introduction, and introduction to conclusion, just like that. So as soon as also I master the fact that, you know what, I'm still a new creator, especially on YouTube, at least on TikTok and other platforms, like I said on my other videos, they don't have the pressure that YouTube has. With YouTube, it's like, okay, I really have to master storytelling. And you know, there are people that study these things, so don't take it lightly. When it comes to content creation, we must be very intentional. We see a lot of people who are like, I've been doing content for the past 5 years, I've been doing 1, 2, 3 for the past 5 years or past 10 years or whatever the case. They had to gain some skills within that industry, within that topic, within that subject, whatever it is that they were trying to become or be. So it is about time also we learn. There are things that we need to learn. storytelling, editing, how to market yourself, how to present yourself, especially when you are building or want to build a personal brand. We need to invest in invest time in learning about a lot of things. And when it comes to YouTube, obviously we have to invest a lot of time in understanding YouTube, your thumbnails, titles, and stuff like that. When it comes to TikTok, you have to understand that, you know, what kind of videos are working out, short form, long form. Do I need to do sit downs? Do I need to do 1, 2, 3, and 4? So all of those, you just have to package them and know that with content you have to have a skill set for this thing. It's not just jokes. So yeah, that is all. Came to the conclusion with number 4, and I do know that what I'm saying versus what you are seeing on this video are two different things. I just thought I would do a different video as I'm still exploring more on this channel. What is it that I would love to do within this channel? Because I don't also just want to sit down and talk, but I want to get into other things as well. But anyways, if you've watched or listened up to this far, thank you so much, and I'll see you on my next video.